Hi everybody, it's Friday and I've only got 2 journals for this Friday to show. I've been did a bunch of graphics and I've got some custom orders I'm working on, but here we go. And this is let's measure. I always try to get that out of the way first. This is 7.5 by 5.5, and this is an old and it looks like it was hand-stitched, a table runner. I got it in an estate sale, and I put some fabrics and some doilies and some little blue flowers here, a little bow there. I left the edges raw. I like to do that sometimes. It's stitched, but I didn't fold them over. I wanted it to look rough and cute. And there's the back. The doily goes all the way around. And I tied it with a piece of twine. And we're going to go inside. This is one of these ones that's made out of the cardstock I like to do from time to time. And it's got a piece of unidentified fabric for the background here. I'm not really sure what that is. You know, I cut up on so much stuff, but it's pretty, and you can see the little stitching peeping through. And then here is part of a dinner napkin with the ruffle, and I did a little stitching on it. Part of a doily, and a bow with the ribbon still hanging down, and 2 different color doilies actually, and then a little pink flat rose put in there. Over here is a side pocket, and I did a little bit of embroidery, and it's got some pretty pink flowers and different pieces of crochet doily and lace and fabrics, and a pretty image for the background, and it's been inked, coffee stained of course, but inked up, and it's got some script stamping on it. And I put in a cute little card with a birdie, and of course the snippets, and a bigger card that I just inked up, stamped up, had a little fun doing a whole bunch of stuff on it. Over here, it's got a music background and a tuck spot here, and I put in this card and this pretty lady, and behind it, it's got a hidden tuck spot. So if you want to stash something back here, you can. I just put some little note paper. It opens up, and I script stamped on it. So it's just some little pretty pieces of paper if you need to make a note for something. But I like the fact that it's got a little hidden spot back here. And these are made out of yarn. It's got some seam binding and a button. And over here, this is the lace from the other side. And I did a little collaging with some cheesecloth and fabrics and crochet doilies. Put a pretty image back here and an image up here. And then the background, I did a little napkin decoupage just for a little bit of color. And I put that 2 pages feels awfully thick. Big piece of paper there, a stamped image, and a little tag. And then this has been embossed, and I just inked over it to make it stand out a little bit more. And this is the lace, and I also put part of a book page back here. You've got some tags, a little loose tag there, and part of a crochet doily. And this holds the cards in place. And this is a little embroidered piece with some laces and some pattern paper. With some different cards for writing. And a dressmaker's card. Get under there. There you go. Over here is another collage. It's got some of the Latin paper with that pretty image of the lady again, and some yarn with a whole bunch of fibers, and a paper flower, and some cheesecloth. And on the inside, I added some coffee dyed papers. This opens up. It's kind of like a letterhead up here. And this is a sturdy card. It's been embossed and inked and gessoed and all kinds of goodies. Another stamped image with the script. And on the back side, I added an extra journaling spot, cheesecloth, and it's been inked. And then you've got some different fabrics, crochet doily cheesecloth, and a rose and a button. Over here is got a bunch of laces and fabrics, all kinds of stuff. You got some fabric running down the edge here, a different fabric here, laces, part of a crochet doily, and a button. And then on the inside I put some cards. They're cute. Hello, Cooper. Cooper wants up in Mama's lap today. Don't you, Cooper? And then over here is another little mini pocket with a journaling space behind it. I just wanted to see how much you can get on a page and make it functional. So I'm liking how this one turned out. You know, sometimes I just like to play around and see what happens. This is one of those little things that open up. I thought that looked kind of cute sticking out there. Excuse me. And again, the fabric from the other side. It's got a little bit of washi tape, part of a crochet doily there. A ticket with some stamping. And I left this part plain. I want you to know it killed me. But I left it plain in case you may want to write there too. It's an envelope. It's got a piece of ephemera up there. And I put some cards in for journaling. Another grunged up one. Love the grunge. And then a little booklet. Y'all have to excuse, I get glue and ink everywhere, and I try to wipe them off and keep it clean, but when you're creating, that's what happens. So if I'm brushing, I'm sorry. Over here is a pocket made out of pattern paper with some stamping on fabric, a little twine bow. And you know what I didn't do? I made a pocket here and didn't put nothing in it. Imagine that. But that's a pocket. And I will put something in there. And then back here is also a pocket. It's got some cheesecloth and some fuzzy yarn, part of a doily, little mini doily. And I just put some cards in there, postcard. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. And you can write over the napkin decoupage. Another card here. Lots of nice writing on the back. And then a piece of ephemera. Let's put him back in the back. Put him in the front. Y'all know how I am. I like to see. And that's coming over from the other side. Got a pretty bow here. This is the center of the book. It's got stamping and inking and papers and just all kinds of stuff. 2 places for journaling. A great big doily. Little birdie charm. Because the little birdies. And the matching over here. The bow with the crochet and the laces. And a little bit of music paper back here. This is a little bit of sewing paper back here. Over here's another pocket, you know, one of those patch pockets I like to do. And it's got some lined paper back here. And a little mini booklet. And then one of these little doodads I like to make. And this is a ruffle with some gold stitching. And then a little embellishment here with some blue and some beige and some gold. Over here is a little thin pocket. It's got a card back here that you can journal on. This has got, it's got a little bit of script stamping and fabrics, parts of a crochet doily and some buttons, and a stamped image there. A little postcard. A little tag. It's the original tag. I sometimes I print them off, sometimes I don't when I save them. But this is the original. It's got some fabrics and a little flower there. And then another with the bow and the different fabrics. Over here, I used a big piece of ephemera for the background. And then I put a place for journaling here. And this is a tuck spot, a little tag, and some part of a coffee dyed crochet doily. A little ribbon here. More parts of a crochet doily and a little cute bow. And some cards that just tuck in. Nice little gentleman. Over here is the other part of the bag. And I made a little notebook here with some coffee dyed papers. Pretty coffee dyed papers. And a lady here. And on the inside, I've got snippets. Excuse me. A little card there. Another stamped image. And another stamped image. Oh. It just fits right on in here. And it'll hold more. Look how big that is. That's yummy. And over here's just a collage. It's just for pretty. It's got some cheesecloth and some fabrics and some pearls. And a stamping on a piece of muslin. And then it's got a big piece of pattern paper in the back. Over here's another little thin pocket. And I love it. It's got lace, part of a crochet doily. And that's a big piece off a crochet doily. Up here it's got a cute little bow with two vintage women in the background. Really pretty. And then some journaling cards. And I kept them short so you can see the ladies. And this is the lace from the other side. Little pocket here, and I covered it in some duck cloth, made a little rose and stuck a piece of twine in it. You've got a little spot for writing here. Part of a crochet doily. Some pattern paper behind here with a sheet of music paper and a piece of fabric up there. And I put this booklet inside. It's just got different kinds of papers in it. Makes writing fun. And over here, I've got a little mini pocket with one of the patches. And then I came over it with some music fabric and the buttons and parts of a doily here. That's the lace from the other side. There's a piece of seam binding that runs down here with a little header at the top. And I put this stamped image. And then this one with a butterfly and a pearl. So they just kind of stack down. That's what I like, little mini tag. So they all show. And for the last page, got a little corrugated butterfly here and a ticket for some writing space. And this holds all these in place. Beautiful lady reading a book. And some cards that go in here. Little lady with a hydrangea hat. Okay, get up there. Thank you. And a pretty card. And here's the back. It's got a little stitching across the bottom and the top. And there's the cover. That is so old and vintage looking to me. I just love it. And you know somebody did that. I don't, you know, it got, like I said, I got it at the estate sale. I don't know if she did it or she got it that way or grandmother did it. I have no idea, but it's really neat. I like it, and then I like the blue that comes around inside. And that's it for this video, and I've got one more for today, and I hope to have a whole bunch more journals next week. But like I said, this week I've been quite busy with custom orders and loving it. And I hope, and I did some embellishments, and I did some graphics, some new graphics this week, and I've got one in the next video coming up for y'all to scope out. So I'll see you shortly. Bye-bye, y'all.